Welcome to Girl Talk. Thanks for joining us today. We are at Radiant Skin Therapy off the West Beltline here in Madison, and we'll be chatting with them a little bit later about the hydrofacial. Is that right? Hydrofacial?
Hydra.
Sounds really interesting. So we'll be learning the details more about that and how you can get one for yourself. But we want to turn
for your favorite Girl Talk host.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can buy them for us.
Yes.
We accept gifts or bribes, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely. And before we get into our interviews today, we do want to touch on something pretty serious. In October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so a very serious topic. And in fact, in the U.S., 1 in 4 women will be a victim of domestic violence at some point. So we got 4 ladies sitting right here. So I think that really puts together, a very impactful visual for you guys. And there's a really cool organization in the community called Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, and they help people out of those serious situations and make the community safer and really just a more equitable place to live.
They also help people that know people.
Yeah.
So it may not be you or
just resources.
Sure, a lot of great resources. And they also just had a recent remodel, so I think they got some.
They did,
new
that's
digs,
right.
Yeah.
They did. And they've got a really cool event coming up. It's on Thursday, October 20th at the Overture Center called Dress for Days. And our own Bella Boutique, who just joined the Girl Talk group, is going to be one of the boutiques that's going to be featured in the fashion show. And all the proceeds go back to Days. So just a great event, and if you have nothing going on or want to do something fun and new on a Thursday night, something cool to go do with your friends or family. Cool. So that'll be coming up here.
Thanks,
awesome.
Ellen.
So we've got some other stuff coming up in the show today as well. We've got
a psychic. We've got a psychic coming on. If you've ever wondered how a psychic gets started or what a reading is like, we're going to learn about that.
That's fascinating stuff, I think. It's because you can really get to the heart maybe of what's bothering you if you can't see it for yourself.
It's a different approach that I think a lot of people pass by, and it might be the right one for you.
Right, absolutely. What else do we got coming up in the show today?
We're talking hockey.
Hockey.
Madison Capitols. This is what, their 3rd year in the U.S. Hockey League, I think. Does that sound right? Anyway, we're going to chat with them.
Let's go find out.
Good, Janet. Let's go with that.
I do know that they just kicked off their season. They had kind of a cool event. A peanut butter. You bring a thing of peanut butter or jelly, and it helps donate to a food bank. Anyway, we're going to meet with those folks and hear what's going on with hockey and their season. Kind of cool. They're Capitals, so it's Madison hockey. We should be proud.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Anybody else we got coming up in the show?
Just talking about that hydrofacial.
Right.
If you want to look good for the holidays, it's that time of year, and you need to look good in an instant. This has pretty instant results. You can walk out glowing and feeling good versus red-faced and irritated from
Nobody wants that in your holiday pictures.
No, you don't want it.
Well, it's all coming up today on Girl Talk. Stay with us. Welcome back to Girl Talk, and we are here today at Radiant Skin Therapy, and we're going to be talking about hydrofacials a little bit later, so you're going to want to stick around for that. But with us now, we have Rana Trapanese, and you are with Mimosa Books and Gifts. You're a psychic medium over there. So happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
We love having new faces and new people on the show, and so I want to know, how did you get started as a psychic?
I was always a very sensitive, intuitive child, and always had sort of a knowingness, and it developed over time, and pretty soon I stopped shoving it away and started embracing it as part of who I am. So,
wow. Super interesting. And I've heard about I know of a couple, kids who have kind of that ability, and parents have been wondering, is this maybe there's something going to grow out of, or there maybe isn't actually real?
You don't want them to grow out of it because it actually keeps you safe. I can honestly say that my spirit guides have saved my life a couple times, so or actually more than a couple. So it comes in handy to be plugged in.
Oh, very cool.
So this is truly a gift in so many ways that you also share with other people. People come and see you for readings. What kind of things do you see people coming in to talk to you about?
People come in, talk to me about their love life. Maybe they've got a career that's just not working, so they want to know what else to do. They feel stuck. So I have the ability to kind of almost like read a person to see what their gifts are. And then I help them develop that, whether it's that they need to be more creative, or they need to spend more time in nature, or they need to do more self-care. I just I empower people to become even more of who it is that they're supposed to be.
I love that.
Isn't that all something we're striving for?
Yeah, every day, for sure.
Very well said. Well, I've been to a medium and psychics before. Don't want to say many times, but I've got a few underneath my belt. And so this next question I'm going to ask, it hits personally to me because I know how you feel when you read or when you leave a reading, or how this kind of situation can almost change your life. Most of the time for the better. I hope it's for the better. But can you just tell us a little bit about your experiences and how they've enhanced other people's lives after they've left you?
I've had people come in just wringing their hands, really guilty that they weren't at their mother's bedside.
Right.
And the room will fill with a smell, because I can sense smells, or I sometimes get messages that are for the person, whether there's this bird keeps on showing up at the porch and it's tapping on the window. I mean, there's just so many signs that our loved ones are communicating with us on such a thin veil on the other side that I help them communicate with their mom better. Because I don't want you to have to come keep seeing me. You need to talk to your mom on your own, or your grandma, or whoever your loved one is. And so I empower people to understand what the messages are. And I see a shift in their face, and perhaps they let go of some burden that they've been carrying, that they weren't there when mom died. And they just seem like they're relieved after they talk to me.
I think it is truly a gift when you leave a reading and you're able to recognize things. It just opens your eyes a little bit more to the things that surround you every day that you might miss.
It doesn't need to be scary.
Right.
It really isn't a scary experience. I hold people's hands, and we, it's almost like a prayerful thing that we do together. It's kind of hard to
explain. Like the shivers in a good way. I'm getting them too. Oh, it's really cool. And so before we go, we're running out of time today. Where can people go visit you? Because it sounds like this will be really good money well spent.
Yes.
Incredible experience.
You can see me at Mimosa, and you can go to the website, and I believe you guys are going to post it. And I'm there a few days a week, so you can go on the website and find out what days I'm there. But the other psychics at Mimosa are awesome too.
And they have psychics on staff every day.
Every day.
So if you show up, there's going to be somebody there who can help you. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. What an incredible experience, and we'll have to have you back on some time to just pick your brain about everything.
I would like that.
Again, this is Rana Trapanese, the psychic medium, and she's with Mimosa Books and Gifts, and we'll be back with more Girl Talk. We're here today at Radiance right after this. Welcome back to Girl Talk, and we are here today at Radiant Skin Therapy, and we'll be chatting with them a little bit later on. But with us now, I have Kyle Flanagan and Kim Chacos. Thank you guys for being with us. You're with the Madison Capitols. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Your debut Girl Talk appearance.
Absolutely.
How does it feel?
We're excited. We're
feeling good?
Yeah.
Good. We're glad to have you here. And now for those who may not be familiar, let's just tell them a little bit about the Madison Capitols and what you guys are, and a little bit of your history too.
Sure, yeah. The Capitals are part of the United States Hockey League. Our league consists of most of the teams in the Midwest. As far west as Lincoln, Nebraska, all the way as far east as Youngstown, Ohio. Our players, somewhere around the 16 to 20-year-old range, looking to build their game up to be able to get Division I commitments to play in the NCAA.
Very cool.
As an organization, the Capitals have been around Madison tradition since 1977. The Capitals AAA youth organization, which is located over in Middleton at the Bob Suter Ice Arena, was started by the Suter family and also the Ryan family. And now we're finally in that position where we can give that avenue of where kids can work their way up, and then finally have an avenue like our team, the Capitals in the United States Hockey League, to better build themselves to get those opportunities.
What a cool history to have rooted in the Madison area.
Absolutely.
And kind of like you said, an avenue for kids who love hockey to continue their abilities and hopefully, maybe go to college and play.
You know it.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned a little bit about the age range, but tell us a little more in depth about your players. Where are they from? How old are they?
Yeah, so the players are 16 to 20, and we have probably about 9 to 10 kids that are local. They're from the Madison area or surrounding areas. So those guys actually live at home with their parents. Some of them are still even in high school, so they go to high school in the morning and then practice in the afternoon at 2:30. And then we have players from all over the place. We have players from even over in Europe. And so players that are from out of town, they come here and they live with billet families, so almost like host families. So we have local parents that take our kids in, super gracious. We couldn't make it without them. They feed our guys, they keep them healthy, they keep them in line, they keep them getting to school and keeping their studies. So our billet families are wonderful for us.
What a cool experience and a great organization where you allow them to do what they love.
Absolutely.
And provide that for them.
And it sounds pretty intense. I was looking at your website and the schedule of, there's no days off.
Yeah, no, we play 60 games. It's 30 home games, 30 road games. Like Kyle said, we travel all the way to Youngstown, so that's like an 8 to 10 hour trip on a bus. And some of the guys are still going to high school, and some are taking online college classes. So they're not just sitting at home during the day waiting for practice to start. And we're really big in the community, so we really influence them to go out and go to schools and visit kids. And we even encourage them to have part-time jobs. So it's a business, and even though they're young, between 16 and 20, we really encourage them to, you know, grow and mature as adults as well.
Sure. So now that being said, obviously they're putting so much time into being the best they can be. What can people expect to see at the games on and off the ice?
In terms of the players, obviously, they play with a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
They're flying all over the ice. Obviously, tensions can get to them at times, so they're going to be a little chippy.
That's what's fun about hockey, though,
Exactly
right?
right. Exactly
the best part.
But you will see the passion, though. That's one of the biggest things you'll definitely see, especially in this age. They're going to show their passion because, obviously, as you said, this is their avenue to kind of go to the next level, and they want everybody to be able to see that. And for us, as obviously being in the front office, we want them to showcase that on every night because we want our fans to be engaged and see that passion. It's going to help, obviously, build up that fan base and also that involvement with our team.
Sounds like you won't be disappointed.
Right.
Definitely not. And off the ice, you know, we want to kind of focus on us being similar to like a minor pro hockey team. You know, families can come out and have a great time no matter what happens on the ice. They're going to have a great time whether their kids are on the Jumbotron or they get gifts when they come in the door, walk-up prizes and stuff. And we just try to have a big party when everybody comes so they'll want to come back.
And real quick, how do you get tickets to your upcoming like pro nights?
Yeah, you guys can call our front office at 257-2277 or go to our website at madcapshockey.com.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome. You know where
Thanks
to
for
check
being
them
here.
out. Again, this is Kyle and Kim with the Madison Capitols. Thank you guys for being with us today.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, and we'll be back with more Girl Talk here on Wisconsin's 57 right after this.
And welcome back to Girl Talk. This is our final segment today. And now, if you need to be red carpet ready for a special event, but you don't want to make the rookie mistake of getting a facial right before, our next guest has an answer for that. We're filming today at Radiant Skin Therapy. This is off the West Beltline Highway in Todd Drive. And with us, we are lucky enough to have the owner and an RN, Ann Pienka. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks. So today we're talking about a great facial called the Hydrofacial. Tell us about it.
Well, Hydrofacial's been around for several years. Like everything else, equipment gets updated, and they have given us now a version that is more of a medical device than the typical Hydrofacial. But it entails exfoliation, extractions, which don't hurt, and infusing all of the hyaluronic acids and antioxidants and peptides back into the skin. So we're actually getting the moisture really where it needs to be on the inside and not just applying everything on the outside. So it is an amazing treatment. It is good for events, and it is good for long-term skin care and really kind of reconditioning the skin.
Interesting stuff. And I know you kind of touched on all of this too, but what exactly is done to the skin during the treatment with a Hydrofacial? I know you talked about some different things, but maybe different instruments that are used, or what can people expect, I guess?
Yeah, sure. So there's several different, there's some signature type of facials, and then there's just the regular Hydrofacial. But there's a cleansing process, and we cleanse, and then actually the machine cleanses. So we kind of prepping the skin, and that also involves exfoliation. Then there's your glycolic acids that are applied, and you can have a range from 7.5 up to 30%. Some people really want to peel, other people do not. And then we put a little salicylic on while we're extracting, and then we infuse those nutrients back in after all of that is done. And there's also the option of adding peptides and growth factors, and we also do lymphatic drainage to the face. A lot of our rosacea clients or people with a lot of inflammation in the face really need that lymphatic drainage so things can move outward. So, and then there's also LED lights. So for our acne clients, we got blue and red LED lights that are attached to it so we can kill bacteria and decrease the inflammation in those papules at the same time. And I think the nicest thing is there's so many kids, and well, not just kids, adults. I don't love to be extracted either. It hurts, and part of why it hurts is a lot of people are dehydrated, and so it's hard for us to get those things up and out. With this, it really moisturizes the skin. Those extractions with the machine can come right out, but there is no pinching and there's no pressure, and it's amazing what we can get out of the skin.
Wow.
Sounds like you really customize per person on this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned the salicylic acid. I like to use like a 2% lotion like daily. Would I still be a candidate for coming in every now and then? Because I'm assuming like you use higher grade stuff than we would just use at home. And what we should do. I mean, what kind of people should come in and get this done? Or who's a good candidate?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Because, well, teens, we have a lot of teens coming in for acne. It's great for them. Anybody who has adult acne, anybody who is starting to have skin conditions, dry skin, you want to freshen up the skin, you want to start changing the skin back to when it was healthy. I can't think of anybody who can't benefit from having a hydrofacial.
Yeah, I think when I was trying to read about it, it sounded like it could address discoloration, like you said, acne, rosacea, fine lines and wrinkles. My gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do you recommend getting this hydrofacial?
Yeah, so there's, again, because we customize, for instance, there is a hydrofacial specifically for pigment. Well, those clients, we're going to suggest them every other week, all right, because that's that protocol. But most people, if you're coming in for really anti-aging, you could come in monthly for it. So, it's not what you're going to call relaxation. They put hydrofacial in, and it's not a facial. It's not coming in and you're relaxing and people are rubbing you and this is feeling good. It does feel good, but it's not a pampering. It is really a medical type of procedure that really will affect the skin. And there's nothing wrong with being pampered, right? We all like that, but
I want results.
Right? We want results. We like them both, but you'll get the results. And we'll pamper you as much as you can, but maybe you have to go to the spa for the pampering. So.
Anne has a good bedside manner, though.
So how much does this cost if somebody wants to try out a hydrofacial?
Sure. They start anywhere from $125 for like our teen type of acne facials, and they go all the way up to $200 and some for the growth factors and some of those customized ones.
Sure. Yeah. Something I wish I would have known about when I was a teenager. I don't know if, I guess you guys dealt with acne at all growing up, but wow. Yeah. Something that probably would have helped.
Well, I think we're all sold. How do we book an appointment on this if we're ready to go?
Sure. We usually have people come in. We offer the free consultation so we can assess the skin, talk to them, and look at their medical history, things like that. Call us at 240-0088 or radiantskinTherapy.com. You can visit our website. We have emails, and we're happy to have
Instagram,
you.
Twitter,
right?
that's all.
Facebook, look.
So before we go, Ann, this is something I've heard is gentle enough that you can get right before your special event.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes.
All right.
All our red carpet events.
So if you're down
We
to the
wish.
wire, try the hydrofacial. We're here at Radiant Skin Therapy today. That's it for our show. Thanks for watching. If you missed any of those shows or want to see them again, you can find us on YouTube. We'll see you next time on Wisconsin's 57.